boy, it's cold out there. Ernie, you want to grab fancy for
Sure.
me? Good morning.
Good morning, Ed. How you doing?
I'm doing great.
Got a wonderful show today. We're going to get started, but hey, first of all, welcome to Better Horses TV. I'm Ernie Rodina.
And I'm Ed Adams.
Ed, I tell you what, got a wonderful show lined up. I'm excited. Tell us about what this 310 roping's all about.
Well, that was our first segment for the show, and we are excited because we brought some Alabama boys all the way to Sedalia, Missouri. They're going to show us how to rope and how to do one-man doctoring, which was really exciting.
Hey, then we're going to come back to Silvertooth, and where we have a licensed equine chiropractic practitioner, Emily McLeod, who just does a super job.
Going to really show us some great care on wintertime. So we're also going to wrangle down to Oklahoma. Phil Haugen's going to talk to us about investing into yourself.
I'm so excited. We got a new clinician, horseman from Temecula, California. She's one of the best. We're talking about Dana Hokana, and she's going to be showing us how to introduce your horses to driving, and it's going to be great.
Boy, that's exciting. So stay with Better Horses, the only horse show on your local broadcast television station.
Crack the whip, get the grandparents up, get the kids up. Better Horses is just about ready to start. Dad and Abbott, let's get ready.
Your buddy Ron once said he could install your ceiling fan. He couldn't. And that one time, Ron said another chili dog was a good idea? Yeah, it wasn't. So when Ron said you'd never afford a John Deere tractor, you knew better. Now, Ron does too. The E-Series, legendary John Deere quality, unexpected low price.
Stop by and see Heritage Tractor at one of its 9 locations for your John Deere and Featherlight trailer needs. HeritageTractor.com.
Hi folks, good to be with you once again today. You know, the other day we had a play here at church. Our children's department put on the play. Well, some of the lines were not right, some of the songs weren't right, some of the places where they stood were not right. But that's what made it so great, because in the imperfections of that made the play perfect. Isn't that the way it is with Christ? When we sing the wrong song, when we say the wrong things, when we do the wrong things, in our imperfections, through Christ Jesus, we are perfect in His eyes. So it's our prayer today that when you go through life with all the imperfections of it, just give it to Jesus. He that is perfect came for us, the imperfect. Hey, this is Steve Stafford. I'm the pastor here at Risen Ranch Cowboy Church in Carthage, Missouri, and a very proud member of the Better Horses family.
No matter what discipline of riding you do, training, showing, and everyday stress is hard on your horse's legs. Decra Veterinary Products is a leading lameness company that brought you Osphos. Osphos is a clodronate injection, an intramuscular bisphosphonate to help control the clinical signs of navicular syndrome in horses 4 years and older. Ask your veterinarian if Osphos is right for your horse. Decra Veterinary Products is a proud sponsor of The American.
What do you get when you bring together one of the biggest names in veterinary medicine with one of the most caring and committed teams of horse health experts in the industry? You get a vaccine portfolio known for its quality and safety, a pharmaceutical line you can rely on to help manage pain and support performance. You get the products, programs, and people of Merck Animal Health.
Hello everyone, I'm Ed Adams and welcome to Better Horses. Today we're in Sedalia, Missouri, talking to one of the top ropers I think in the country, and welcome to John and Dalton, and we get to talk about ranch life and talk about your company. John, tell us about 310 and why did you name it 310?
Well, 310 we named it after Philippians 3:10. It's a Bible verse, and it's our family's verse, so it kind of seemed fitting to name our company after that too.
Yep. So we have about 10 cowboys out here, and they want to learn how to rope, and they want to learn how to rope some cattle, but we're talking about one-man doctoring. Dalton, you're probably going to show us a lot of loops and the best way to rope a cattle. Talk to us about the agenda today.
Okay, so at the one-man clinics we go over really just the most efficient loops. So we talk about a forehand, a hula hand,
a sidearm, and then your running shots. And our goal when you go out to work every day is to be efficient. So you're doing what's best for your horse and for the calf, and so we don't really key on fancy shots. We just use the shot that presents itself. So talking in those terms of those shots, as far as the forehand, the Houlihan, and the sidearm, they set up quite a bit, and they're pretty easy to set up from time to time. So we use those shots the most. So in the one-man clinics, that's what we cover, is the shots that are going to make you most effective at your job.
Very good. And Dalton, you actually learned how to rope. You've been working with your dad for a long time. How long have you been in this business?
I worked for a stocker outfit for about 3 years.
John, can you talk to us about the dangers of roping and some of the safety aspects that you have to push?
Well, I mean, the dangers can be limitless, if you ask me. The main thing that we focus on is, as far as safety goes, is we really focus on rope management. Roping the calf in doing what we do can be the kind of the easy part when it comes to this. We use long ropes, slick horns, and so when it gets fast, being able to manage your rope and be able to handle yourself is the most important thing that we can help a guy with. And then pointing out the places where you could get in trouble if your coils get tangled up, always stacking your coils, keep dialing with your thumb up, things like that we can point out to put in the guy's mind that he'll be thinking about when he goes to try to do this stuff.
You know, dialing with your thumbs up, that's important because somebody can lose a thumb real quickly on this one. So, and John, you've seen some various experience with this crew. So you're taking some guys that haven't thrown before and some guys who actually have some cattle and that are working their own stock.
Right. Well, yep. And the skill set here is that's something you kind of got to fill out whenever you get here. You don't know anybody, and so you come into it and you kind of have to start from the beginning and work towards an end, building on a foundation that you try to put together. As far as skill sets go, we kind of let a guy, we watch and allow him to manage himself based on what he feels most comfortable with. We can take guys that have used, roped cattle and are trying this technique, and they can rope cattle without a breakaway, but we will encourage a guy that's just learning when it gets fast to go ahead and get repetition with the breakaway, as opposed and get handy and a higher skill set with his rope management and his horsemanship before he goes to a live calf with a rope that doesn't have a breakaway on it.
Yeah, this is actually, we're doing everything live here. So Dalton, if somebody wanted to get a hold of you, wanted to get started for the first time, how do they get a hold of 310 Ranch Life?
Okay, so we have a online website at 310ranchlife.com. We're also on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And we have an instructional website where all of this stuff that we do at the clinic is on that instructional website. So you just go to 310ranchlife.com. Our numbers are on there, email.
And John, wrapping it up, so this is not just roping, you're actually teaching horses and horse skill on top of that.
Right, it's an awful lot. It's like drinking from a fire hose.
Right, right.
And it's like teaching with a fire hose too. You take everybody's different skill sets and you work horsemanship, stockmanship, cattle handling, and then just try to get the best practices in, and then expose people to those ideas and those principles. If they had never been exposed to it, they may not be thinking that way, but if they see it put to work in a working environment, and then all of a sudden disengaging your horse, pushing his hindquarter around becomes very, very important, because if you don't, your calf gets up. It's practical, so it's practical application of a skill set, which will be your horsemanship, that takes you further down the road as far as your skill set. And you just don't run into a speed bump as far as being able to move forward, this is limitless if you ask me, and how the ways that you can use those skills.
Well, from a beginner and taking your clinic for the first time, I can tell you this has been a fascinating clinician all the way through. So you guys have done an excellent job. Thank you for joining Better Horses, John and Dalton Darnell, and we'll be back with more Better Horses right after this.
In a natural, free-roaming situation, horses graze nearly constantly throughout the day and night. When feeding horses in stables, it's ideal to try to mimic this feeding behavior. Horses in stabled conditions should be fed their hay so they can pick at it continuously between feedings. Visit our website at stanleyforage.com under Nutrition, then Nutritional Resources, to help transition your horse from winter to spring in the coming weeks.
The 6th Avenue Boutique and Western Wear in Garnett, Kansas is a new place to shop when looking for men, women, and children's clothing. Along with boots, shoes, and accessories and gifts, they also have a great variety of area merchandise priced below the suggested retail price every day. 6th Avenue Boutique and Western Wear is located on the corner of Highway 59 and 6th Avenue in Garnett, Kansas. Hours are Monday through Friday, 10 to 6, and Saturdays, 10 to 3. Thanks goes out to 6th Avenue Boutique and Western Wear for sponsoring Better Horses and the Christmas Parade.
Hi and welcome to Better Horses. I'm Dr. Emily McLeod. I'm a licensed chiropractor certified in equine and small animal chiropractic. And this is Shadow. And we're here today to talk to you about chiropractic care for your horses, particularly in the winter. People always ask if they should get their horses adjusted during the winter months when they're riding less. And I do advise that horses stay under routine chiropractic care, even when they're not being worked on a regular basis. There are several reasons for this. The top reasons are that horses, especially in our weather of late, have the opportunity to slip and fall on the snow and the ice. When your horse is standing around more, as you know, standing makes a horse stiff, so they'll tend to be a little more stiff and they're more prone to muscle injuries, especially when they're cold. So keeping your horse under routine chiropractic care helps ensure their comfort, their alignment, helps minimize injury if they do slip and fall, and it keeps them ready and comfortable and safe for you when you are ready to ride. People also ask about blanketing in the winter and hoof care and dental care and all the things. And of course, as caretakers of our horses, we should be the best stewards of their health and well-being and comfort that we can be. So I do recommend, if your horse has been body clipped, of course, the blanket, keep them warm. A shivering horse is using a lot of energy and calories to stay warm, and that's also causing muscle contraction and tightness. But a blanketed horse that's warmer will have more circulation to the muscles, and they'll tend to be a little bit more relaxed. Of course, blanketing is a very individual thing and depends on your climate, your horse's health and metabolism, their hair coat, and what you do with them on a regular basis. So you can talk with your veterinarian more about that. As far as hoof and dental care, that's critical to horses staying in good alignment as well. So please do stay up on your farriery and your vet care and your dentistry during the winter months, even though you're not at the barn as often as you should be. Keeping your horse stretched out is a very good idea as well. All routine neck, back, leg, and spinal stretches are recommended before and after you work and ride, especially when your horse is a little colder and the muscles aren't warmed up. So at the very least, you should be doing tail pulls, collection stretches, general leg stretches front and back. Get them warmed up prior to getting on their backs, please. When I'm called out to assess a horse and adjust a horse, the very first thing I do is check all four legs for proper motion and alignment, because the legs are the foundation for the horse's spine. Then I check the spinal vertebra for proper motion and alignment. Just for your information, there are 7 vertebrae in the neck, 18 in the mid-back, and either 5 or 6 in the lower back of a horse's spine. And we check to make sure that all of those vertebrae are working together, because they are what protect the horse's very delicate spinal cord, and it's the spinal cord that communicates with the horse's brain, so that the horse knows how to function both on a mechanical functional level, but also on a cellular level. We want to make sure that the horse's body is receiving proper information from the brain through the spinal cord and to the muscles and the organs. So we also check for alignment of the TMJ and the occiput. Although not every chiropractor does check extremities in the TMJ, I do find that because there are so many mechanoreceptors in both extremities and TMJ, it's important to keep your horse as well aligned as possible in every area possible. Chiropractic care is an important addition to regular veterinary care because as a chiropractor, I focus on the mechanics and the function and the well-being and movement of your horse. So in addition to, again, all of the routine veterinary care you have done on a regular basis, making sure your horse's spine and extremities are well aligned adds to their quality of life and their ability to move comfortably and helps mitigate injury and allows for a healthier, more comfortable, safer ride. If you have any questions about equine chiropractic care, please feel free to contact me, Dr. Emily McLeod, at dremily@allcreatureschiropractic.net or by calling or texting 816-694-9003. Thanks so much for watching Better Horses.
Hey Wranglers, we got a lot more Better Horses coming your way right after this word.
I've been using the CSI saddle pad for about 4 years now. It is very important in barrel racing for your horse to be comfortable and sound, and the CSI saddle pad does that. My saddle always sits in the correct spot on my horse's withers and down his back and never rolls. I am very comfortable when I ride a CSI saddle pad. I feel balanced and my saddle does not feel like it rolls on any of my horses.
The 6th Avenue Boutique and Western Wear in Garnett, Kansas is a new place to shop when looking for men, women, and children's clothing. Along with boots, shoes, and accessories and gifts, they also have a great variety of area merchandise priced below the suggested retail price every day. 6th Avenue Boutique and Western Wear is located on the corner of Highway 59 and 6th Avenue in Garnett, Kansas. Hours are Monday through Friday, 10 to 6, and Saturdays, 10 to 3. Thanks goes out to 6th Avenue Boutique and Western Wear for sponsoring Better Horses and the Christmas Parade.
Hey, thanks for joining us this week on today's episode of Better Horses TV. I want to thank Ernie and Ed for coming down and letting us be part of the show this week. Today I'm going to talk about a subject that affects every horse owner, and that is investing in yourself. It's our job as riders and trainers to develop the potential of the animal we're riding, okay? In today's world, there is so much information out there that is accessible, and a lot of it is free. There's a lot of free information out there to where you can invest in yourself and make yourself better moving forward. Now, the first thing you got to do, in my opinion, if you're going to invest in yourself, first of all, you need to do an evaluation of where you're at. Look at you, look at your horse, and say, What are 3 of my biggest challenges with my horse? What are 3 areas that if I could improve even a small amount in each of those 3 areas, how much benefit would that be to me in my discipline? So when you look at that and you do that evaluation, and then you can look at those 3 things and say, okay, what can I do to help in those 3 areas on my horse or with myself? Because here's the deal with horses already know how to do all the maneuvers that we want them to do, okay? You can watch a horse out in the pasture and they can be running full blast, do a flying lead change, slide to a stop, change directions, and do it very smooth and fluid. Well, you know, when you think about it, when we get on their back, a lot of the things they're able to do out in the pasture, we just want to be able to do it on them while we're on their back. Here again, it goes back to how do we ask them to do that? But with each horse and each discipline, there's certain maneuvers that they need to be able to do very fluently, very smooth, and very effectively for you to be successful. You know, just think about it. Somebody that's insecure about something, they're riding their horse around, they're always waiting for something bad to happen. You know, somebody that's secure and confident in their abilities, they're riding around, they always look relaxed. How does their horse look? Their horse always looks relaxed, right? So think about that. I just encourage everybody, and this is, I'm not actually doing a training tip or showing you a maneuver, but this is one of the
main things that I think mentally you have to understand if you want to progress your horsemanship. So I hope that helps. Think about that. Give that some thought. If you have any questions, you can contact us on Facebook, Phil Haugen Horsemanship, on Instagram at Phil Haugen Horsemanship. Go check out our podcast. We have a weekly podcast out now. It's called Be Your Best Horsemanship. Check it out, or you can go to our website, philhaugenhorsemanship.com. We'd love to hear from you. I appreciate you watching. I appreciate you watching the show, and I hope it helps. Take care and have a great week.
Stay tuned for Western Performance Trainer Dana Hokana.
You care about your animals and feeding them the best. And that's where Purina's local Kansas City dealers step in, providing you experience, knowledge, service, and advice. Purina feed dealers are people who believe in community involvement and who believe in you. They have a passion for the feed industry and are committed to helping customers unlock the potential of every animal. If you are looking for a trusted source for your animals, look no further than your local Purina feed dealer, your partner in animal care.
Howdy folks, my name is Matt Job, and we're here at my ranch today, C-Bar J Ranch in Windsor, Missouri. And you'll see we have some cattle in the background. And today I want to give you a little tip on horses. This is my buddy James Sparks, we call him Sparky, and he came out and helped me today. And so today he's training on a 3-year-old, I'm training on a 4-year-old. We believe you need to have a well-rounded horse. We teach him about shooting, we teach him obstacles, we teach him trail riding, and we doctor a lot of cattle. So today we taught him how to hold pressure, how to hold on to a calf so we could get off of them and then we could doctor on them. You'll see in some of the pictures how we half hitch, we tie off on our cows, get off, work them. Our horses worked very nice today, especially for the first time. Get off the couch, do something good on your horses, and enjoy the rest of Better Horses TV.
Hi, I'm Dana Hokana. I'm here with Better Horses Network, and I'm excited to share with you some of my training tips and techniques to help you and your horse become the best you can be. Today, I want to give a little lesson on driving. You know, driving a colt is a very, very good way to advance their groundwork training. It's also excellent to make sure that your horse is really ready to ride. And I say that to say that it adds an extra dimension of control, of relationship. It adds another dimension of trust between you and that horse. Because let me tell you something, your first ride on a horse, you go from everything on the ground, and you can have this horse gentle as a kitten on the ground, and he may lunge and he may tie and he's been saddled. But when your cues and your direction of pull change from here to ask him to whoa to here with your hands here, and the weight of a rider bouncing down on his bottom end when he feels the movement and he feels your weight, sometimes it opens a whole new world for that horse. Some horses respond very, very well, and they accept it, and they're good and trusting about it. Other horses feel the weight of that rider's back, and when they hit that 2-beat trot, that 1-2, 1-2, that rider's bouncing up and down, and they forget all their training. And this is a colt that's just been so gentle and good. Now, he may surprise us, and when I put these driving lines on, he may respond incorrectly. I've never driven him. And driving is something that I want to warn you so much can be dangerous. When you drive a horse, it can be so dangerous, and I want to explain a few reasons why. The handler has to be very, very confident and coordinated with the driving lines. I saw a lady once at a clinic, a dear friend of mine, in fact, get her drive lines caught around her spur and get drug. They can be dangerous. Also, that horse, when that horse feels these driving lines down around their bottom end, that horse has the capability to explode. So I would not start driving my car. I mean, I would say that I would not start driving my colts and young horses until I felt very, very confident in my relationship with my horse, that this horse was quiet, accepting, that I had done a lot of sacking out and had the ropes around him and feel him, and that I could handle him good, that I had really layered the foundation before I drove him. And a very good way to start driving a horse is to do nothing more than to start lunging them with the drive lines around their back end. And you know, you not only need your horse cooperative, you need to be handy too. So let's talk about that for a minute, because safety is so important to me. And so many people try techniques and they're really not ready for them, or why don't you take that? So let's just say I'm going to be driving my colt. First of all, I want my line organized, okay? And I'm going to make sure that my rope, that it will let go. I'll feed out my rope appropriately, that it's not tangled. But I'm going to hold that excess rope in a loop that I'm not going to accidentally step in, because that could be not good. And all of us, think about it. A horse is possibly going to blow up or blowing up out of control, and I got to handle my rope, stay out of his way. Another thing that can happen is he can whip around and come at me or tangle in the rope because I don't have the control. Driving is nothing more than teaching an added dimension of cues and controls, such as whoa, turn, go forward. So I need to be able to be handy enough and use one rein independently, one line than the other. I need to be able to let line out as well as reel my line back up. So if you feel any bit insecure about doing that, don't do it. You know, hire a professional and get some help in a professional way, because even us professionals, sometimes it doesn't go as planned. We're dealing with 1,000-pound or 800-pound horse, and we need to be cautious in all that we do. I hope you enjoyed that training tip, and I know that there's good information that can help you and your horse to be the best you can be. Please check out my website at hocana.com.
John Deere is known for quality equipment. This quality has created a perception that John Deere is more expensive than other brands. But high quality doesn't mean high priced. The truth from buyers in our area is customers who have purchased a John Deere compact utility tractor saved more than $2,000. Dare to compare us before buying. You and your wallet will be surprised. Nothing runs as long as a Deere, and we'll prove it with our exclusive 10-year warranty. Visit heritagetractor.com/compare to learn more.
Hey, thank you for watching Better Horses. If you've missed any of our shows, check us out at betterhorses.com, where you can see all our episodes.
You want more Better Horses? Check our podcast out by typing in Better Horses.
And don't forget our newspaper coming out 5 times a year, also on the same website.
You're going to love it.